Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world of Wayne, and we have now got pack 2 of the diecast release of Build the Mustang Eleanor from Gone in 60 Seconds. Been a while since we did the other one, so I will do a quick review of what we've done, but there's plenty to do in this one here. But before we get into that, if you want to get this for yourself all the way from pack 1, put the link down here and that will take you over to the diecast website. You'll be able to get this all for yourself. That link just says you've come from the World of Wayne YouTube channel, but I am absolutely loving these Mustangs here, so let me just show you what we're actually doing in pack 2. Now, once again, we've got the bite-sized magazine, which is the size of my hand here, which is pretty cool. We're going to be doing the air filter, the carburetor, and the cylinder. That's what we're going to be doing first off. Then we're going to be doing some more of the grille and putting a few more lights in there. We've got the hood in this one as well. Then we're going to be working on one of the seats. And then finally, we're doing the brake discs, by the look of it, on one of the vehicles, adding that to the wheel there. And that's what we're going to be doing in pack 2. Let me just flick through the rest of the magazine for you, just so you can see what they're like. Obviously, wow, all about other vehicles and stuff there. They did give us the binder in pack 1 that we can keep these safely in. But that is the magazine. It also shows us what's coming in our next dispatch. Looks like, again, we've got another brake disc, a door. We've got another wheel that we're going to be making there. But it seems to be that we're having a car week this week. So without further ado, so this is one of the parts that we made in pack 1. The other thing that we did is we also created one of the tyres looking like that. We are actually going to be working some more on these two parts, so I'll keep these to one side at the moment. And as you can see, in stage 3, we're going to be doing the air filter, the carburetor and the cylinder head. These are all the parts here. And pretty much we're going to start building the engine. I do love the metal mesh that's going to go around the air filter. I've seen this before. It does look really impactful. And then we're going to be mounting that onto the top of the cylinder block there. So let's get cracking on this one. So this is all the parts that we've got in there, and I'll talk us through every part we get out, and we'll have a look at that. So this is the cylinder head, and it's made of metal, and we've got the cylinder head cover, which looks like this lovely like chrome as well. It's got this nice shine on it, made of metal as well. That's going to go on the left side of the engine. Now, if you look at the top of the engine here, this detail here will be towards this section here, which means this is the left side, this is the right side. So when we put this on, it's going to be fitting on just like that. It's going to be held in place by DSO2 screws. So I've got them here. Now, the D at the start, I think, is what symbolises that this is metal. If it starts with a P, it's obviously going into plastic. So we need 2 screws for this one. I'll just dip that in a little bit of oil. And that's the first one in there. And then we'll put the second one in. There we go, that's in nice and tight. So that's now looking just like that. We're now going to be putting the right cylinder head cover in, and in exactly the same way, lugs at the bottom, that's just going to go on top like that. Turn it over, and once again we'll put the same screws in here. It's funny how it's worked out this week that I've been doing so many other builds that some of these have actually taken a back seat, which is why we're pretty much having a car week this week. It will be interjected with a Spitfire tonight though, and hopefully a Starship Enterprise. But there we go, that's what that should look like. We're then going to be putting the oil filler cap just into where it goes on here. It's a semicircular hole, so it can only go in one way, but it is just a push to fit. So when you get it in, just push that down. That's going to fit in there, no problems at all. We can put that to one side because now we're going to be creating the air filter. And I did mention that we've done this before, and it is really impactful. But what we want to do is we want to take this metal mesh, this is metal, and we're going to guide it around the channel that we've got inside this filter top here. So I'm bending it round. You could use a former to pre-bend it, but it should hold itself in as we go round like this, as you can see. As long as you've got it in the grooves, shouldn't be a problem. There you go. And that sits in like that. And then we're just going to close that together by putting this section on, making sure that we've lined the lugs up exactly into the holes that we've got there. This is going to go over the top to sandwich everything together, just checking everything is together, which it is. And we're going to secure that together with the PS05 screws. So I'll just lie that down gently while I get those screws out. And as you can see, starts with a P, means we're going into plastic. There's the first one. That's going to hold that together. Here's the second. There you go. And then when that's done, check that out. How cool does that look? That's brilliant. Then we're going to bring over the top of the engine again, because we're going to be putting the carburetors just into this section here. Now these are plastic, but they have got locating lugs at the bottom, so they're going to basically be sitting either side of this. So you'll have one here, and we're also going to have one just on the other side there. They don't need securing at this stage, but they do push into place like that. And then the air filter we just created is going to be going on top. And as you can see, we've got two lugs, large ones here, which are going to go through these top holes here. And it's going to go in this way, so that the section which has got the largest gap here is facing towards this side of the engine. So this is going to go in just like that. Now that's going to be secured from the other side with the PS05 screws again. I've just realised that this is actually directional, these carburetors, so we need to put them on the right way. You know they're not, because this won't fit flat in there. So just looking at that one now, as you can see, it fits flat now, so we know that's correct. You don't need me to say it, but I make mistakes, so you don't have to. But for me doing that, if you are building along with me, you'll check that now, I guarantee it. And this is the second screw in. That's going to hold that into place. Looking really good. And there we go. That's all there is to do in that stage. Now stage 4 is absolutely massive. Check out that hood. And we've got some grills there, and we've got some lights. We've got a little bit of electrics there. I've got to get this hood out. Check that out. The paintwork is excellent on it. I absolutely love that. We don't need it for the minute though, so I can put that to one side. Because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting the grille on the front section of the car that we created in the last part. We have got a spotlight to put on there. We're going to be putting some electrics into here. So at the end of it, this is pretty much going to be wired up looking just like that. Which means we do bring over the section that we did in pack 1, and we're going to take the grille. Now there's two parts of the grille. You've got the smaller part, the larger part. It's the larger part that we need, and as you can see, it has got a little bend in it. It's just going to go over the lugs that we can see here and here at the top half of this front end of the vehicle. So it's going to fit in just like that, but we need to hold this into place, and that's held in with DS03 screws. So I'll put them here, and I know you're going to be screaming at me. I know I should be using a towel underneath this. Unfortunately, the towel that I used to use, that lovely blue one, I got covered in resin when I was doing the resin test for the Jaws build. So I haven't got one, but rumour has it Partwork Upgrades are in the process of designing. There we go, look at that, check that out. A sort of bed that we can put these on that will stop any scratching on that. But I mean, mine's looking good anyway. So there we go, that's in. Now we've got two of these spotlights to put in. They look just like that. They've already been made for us. And all we've got to do is we've got some channels just at the bottom there to slot these in. So this is going to go in at the front like that, and then slide, probably best on the top camera, over the lug that we can see at the back, so they fit perfectly straight there. Now they're going to be held in with DS02 screws. So I'll get these open. That's going to fall out. Never enough pairs of hands for this job, I'll tell you. A little bit of oil, and once again I'll line this up to put it in. Now I just remagnetized my screwdriver again, which is great for keeping hold of the screws, but they've got a habit to pick up everything, as you can see there. If anyone's unsure how to magnetize a screwdriver, let me just quickly show you again. To remagnetize, get yourself a magnet, and all you do is just brush it in one direction on the tip, just like that, and that will remagnetize your screwdriver up. Now we're going to do the same on the other side here. So I'll drop the spotlight through. It comes out the other side. Just holding the edge of it with my thumb until I get the screw in there. Like that. And then drive that home. And there we go, that's the 2 spots at the front there. So then we're going to be putting the electrics on, and we take lead 1 first, and the first LED we come to is going to go into the spotlight just at the bottom here. So just push that in, and then the second lead will go off towards the left hand side headlight here, the one with L on the back of it. And we do exactly the same thing with cable 2, which I've got here. So again, the first LED is going into the spotlight. The second one will be going into the headlight here. Just like that. So now they're wired up, ready to go. Now it does seem like they're hooking these wires just behind the pillars that you can see on the lug screws here and here. And I think that's important because we are going to be putting the next grille into place. So we want to make sure that those wires are hidden there. So I'm just going to bend the wires down at the front there. And I'm going to put the grille over the top so it minimises the amount of wire that we can see through there. That's going to pinch all of these wires into place, as you see there. It's going to be held in there with the DS02 screws. So I've got one in this side. And I'll put one in the other side here as well. And then when you look at that, see, you can't see the wires at all. That looks pretty cool. And what with this part here and the hood, that's all there is to do in that stage. Now before I start stage 3, I just want to show you that we did get a free gift in this, which is a keyring, an Eleanor keyring. Let me show you what this looks like. It looks like a sort of like a plastic with a picture in between it. But it's with the Eleanor logo and the Gone in 60 Seconds logo on the front. Nice key ring. I do actually have a key that this can go on. But as you can see, in stage 3, we're going to be doing the driver's seat. So we're going to be putting this together. So these 3 elements here are what make up the driver's seat. And the first thing we need to do is just put the backing here just onto this section here. It just goes over the lugs that you can see lined up there. And it slots into place like that. It's going to be held in with 2 PS05 screws, which I've already opened here. And those screws are just going into this top corner here. So we've got one there. And then we've got one just into the bottom corner down here. Did I say PSO2? I meant PSO5. But there we go, those 2 in. We are also going to be putting 2 in the other side. Not sure why they split that in the instructions. They could have just said, put 4 screws in. There you go. It pads it out because, as you can see, there's not much to do in this stage. But that is that seat back firmly in place. That's going nowhere. And then all we're going to do is take the seat and we're going to push that over this lip here. So it comes through, push that into place. You'll hear it click in. It's a nice cushion seat actually. As you see, it's got some give in it, this material. But there we go, that's the seat back completed. And that's all there is to do in this stage. Which means the last stage we're doing, stage 4, we're going to be doing the brake disc and caliper, which looks just like that, which does mean we're going to need the wheel that we worked on in pack 1. I have got all of these parts out here, and the first thing we're going to need is the disc looking just like that. We're going to be putting the brake components through the centre here. Now it's got 2 sides, as you can see. This one's got the lugs on it. We want to put this section here through that side because these 2 lugs are going to fit into the 2 holes that you can see there. So put it in and rotate it round so that it fits perfectly flat in there. Just like that. We're then going to be putting the other section on just like that. As you can see, that's now created the brake disc here. And we're going to be holding that in with the caliper here. Now you see the caliper's got this little clip here. That's going to fit underneath that bridge that we can see just there. So when we slide the caliper on, we're going to push it into place. So that holds in, and that's going to hold all of those parts together there. Then we're going to get the wheel, turn it upside down, and we're going to line this up so that the hole here is going to go through the center spindle of this brake disc. You do see we have got a notch in there, which needs to match the notch we got there, so it fits perfectly flat. So I'm going to line this up, get this in, and I'm going to keep turning it until I can feel it feel flat in the engine like that. You know it's right because this section here should be flat to the edge of the rim just there. Now I'll open the screw up because this is what's going to attach this to that. It's a DS04 screw. Put it in a little bit of oil. I'm going to hold it from this side and then screw it in just from the other side here. Pretty good. I can tighten it up a little bit more because unlike most vehicles, it looks like this is actually going to be attached to the car from the suspension here. But that's in place. That's not got any rocking in it at all. And then all we need to do is just put the magnetic hub on here just over the top, and that's that wheel complete. So with this, what we've done on the front section there, we've done the seats here. So I'll move that down so you can see that. We've got the air filter on top of the cylinder block there, and then the final thing to cap everything off is the hood. That's everything to do in this pack. Well, that was a nice simple pack, wasn't it? I have to say that the hood, I do love the hood, and I do like the fact that the pins are already in this for actually putting the cables in to actually keep that in place. But that is absolutely brilliant paperwork, and I do like the familiar Mustang stripes that we've got down the centre there. But it's a shame we don't get to do anything with that yet, but we do need to start building the chassis soon. But as you saw in the next issue, we are going to be doing a tyre and continuing on with the seats. But if you want to get this for yourself, once again, I've put the link down here to the Diecast Collector site, and you'll be able to get this all the way from pack 1. Other than that, I really do hope you liked this video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Check out for the live stream tonight. Take care.